You're listening to The Dating Den with dating and relationship badass and best-selling author Marni Batista. Every week, you'll get the raw truth from top experts and real people on the important dating, sex, and relationship issues you want to know about. So if you're ready for true talk that's authentic and unfiltered, and you're not afraid to be called out on your stuff, then you're ready for what's next.
The Dating Den, episode 98 with Alex Jimenez. The ultimate travel packing strategy for the single girl who wants to meet her man on the go. Ladies, welcome to the Dating Den today. Oh my God, this is like, I literally was so excited. I woke up in the morning thinking about you, Alex. My guest today is one of my biggest internet fangirl crushes. I have been following Alex and Travel Fashion Girl for the last year, obsessed, like a beast. And I'm super excited to have her on the show today because there's this huge connection that I find from talking to a lot of you that your vision for the life that you want includes travel and freedom and ease. And when I talk to women, I'm like, so what's your ideal moment? You know, where finally you're with that guy, and people will inevitably say we're dancing tango in Argentina, or we're walking on the beach in Maui. There's this wanting to share of magical experiences. Yet at the same time, I see a lot of you hiding out in travel using oh, I'm fine, I can travel on my own. Or, here you are and you're in your 50s and you're like, holy shit, I'm still going on girls' trips. So I got Alex in the den today to talk about the power of travel, how you can use it as an opportunity, how actually traveling light can make you more irresistible to meeting a guy on the road, which she did in her decade of traveling. So with that, welcome, Alex, to the Dating Den.
Hi, thank you. Wow, what an intro. No pressure.
No pressure. Well, it's just, so first of all, how long have you been married?
I've been married for 3 years. We've been together for 8.
Oh my gosh. So did you ever think you'd be sitting in a dating den now that you're an old married lady?
I hope so. I love talking about dating. Just because I'm off the market doesn't mean I don't like girly chat.
Totally. All right. Well, that's what we're going to do. So just ladies, just as a little background, and Alex will tell us more of her story. Imagine this. She's lived out of a single carry-on suitcase. She had a nomadic lifestyle. She combined that with her business background, and she got this incredible perspective, which actually propelled her company, Travel Fashion Girl, to become the #1 blog for female travelers with a reach of almost, 1 million monthly visitors and 1.5 million monthly page views. And I bet it goes up every single day. She's been on Fox and Friends morning shows. She's been in national digital news outlets, including Cosmo, Harper's Bazaar, Oprah, New York Post, Daily Mail, Reader's Digest, USA Today. I probably account for several thousands of those views because I watch some of your videos over and over again about how to pack. So let's start with this. So one of the things that really strikes me about being the person who quits their job and has this nomadic lifestyle, it comes from this wanting to have a bigger life, wanting to really do something that was calling inside of you, which I think for a lot of our ladies, I feel like their life is super vanilla. So for you, what made you decide that, you wanted to leave the cubicle that you liked and start traveling?
To be honest with you, it really wasn't something that I planned. It was it was a random moment in Hawaii. I was on vacation with my mom. I think it was the first vacation I'd ever taken. I was 21 and I was there with her. I think it was her first vacation as well. And I remember something about it. There was a moment where I thought to myself, wow, this is incredible. I want to just seeing this beautiful island is amazing. I want to take 3 months. If I ever leave my job, I want to take 3 months off to travel before I start another job. And fast forward 4 or 5 years later, and the economy started going into a recession. My company started pushing me out after working with them for 6 years, or for almost 6 years. And I ended up quitting my job, and not necessarily for travel or not because I didn't like it. There's my disclaimer. I actually did like my cubicle job, but because it wasn't the right for me anymore. And I kept that promise. I did take those 3 months off to travel after I quit my job, and 3 months ended up becoming almost a decade of full-time travel.
Wow, that's amazing. So, and were you traveling? You were single, right, when you were doing that?
I could have been, yes and no.
Yes and no. Well, when you went, so here's what. So I'm just like, we're gonna have girl chat here. So when you decided to go on the 3 month trip, were you in a relationship or were you single at that time?
I was single.
You were single. Okay. And were you intimidated at all? Like, oh my God, I'm going to be traveling alone? Or were you like, I'm a badass. I can totally.
Well, in 2008, there wasn't as much information about solo travel as there is now. So I actually started traveling by joining group tours, like the like sort of G Adventures and Intrepid Travel, those kinds of companies where you could join other independent travelers. So that was sort of my getting my feet wet into traveling alone. So I was alone, but not alone. And then I learned how incredible it was. And I learned about all the potential and then met these solo female travelers at hostels. And wow, I mean, you guys are so brave. How do you do it? Aren't you afraid? And I started learning from them and being inspired by the women that I was meeting on the road, and decided that I wanted to have my own solo trip as well. So I planned a solo round the world trip for 2010. It was supposed to be a year long. And that is actually where I ended up meeting my husband.
That's amazing. That's so cool. So that's what I want to kind of talk about that. So I feel like a lot of people that are listening, they travel, because what I hear a lot is like, hey, Marni, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love my life. I travel. I'm totally great traveling alone. And it's almost like the, I'm fine sort of excuse, because you can do it on your own. But also what I hear that's missing is this spontaneity, this freedom, this ease, this joy, the creativity and possibility of using travel as an opportunity to connect. So when you're out on the road doing your thing, do you notice do you notice thing about women that are traveling alone or traveling in groups, or the difference between women that are traveling with their girlfriends and people that are traveling in couples, or people, you know what I mean? Like what do you really notice when you're out there, and how women travel differently based on kind of their attitude about it?
100%. So different. And it's not just about their attitude. It's about this can be a man or a woman, but when you're with somebody else, when you're traveling with a friend, a companion, a partner, whatever that is, you don't need to make an effort to meet other people. You have the safety net of always having someone to talk to. And when you're traveling alone, you don't have that. Now, I will add a disclaimer here that I've seen that travel has changed. I feel solo travel has changed in the past decade. Whereas before it was, I'm traveling alone, and one of my favorite things was meeting other people. Now it's become, I'm traveling alone, I'm staying at an Airbnb, I'm not talking to anybody else, I'm on my Facebook or my iPhone. So I think that opportunity for connection is being lost a little bit, but you have the chance when you are alone to be more open. You just have to put yourself out there a little bit more, because that is the secret sauce. That is magic. It is so impactful and exciting and thrilling, and there's so much opportunity for change when you are alone.
I love that. And I was telling you a little bit when I got divorced, like I did that thing. I got married when I was probably when you were on your vacation with your mom. I was like 21. I was like getting married. And so I never did that like travel through Europe with a backpack thing. So I got divorced. It was like, I'm going to travel. Because I felt like that was what I was meant to do. And I did go with a friend the first time who was not a great travel partner. So I ended up basically doing most of the trip on my own. And that was literally when the magic happened. And I completely started to feel empowered. I started to feel connected. And so if you were going to give the ladies tips, like if that's something that they're like, oh my God, like maybe that's what's going to like wake me up in my life and help me create connection and opportunity and feel woke, as the kids would say. Like, what are some of the tips? Like, what can you do to really travel safe, but also travel and create connection and have that magic?
One, don't travel with a friend, because I had the exact same experience with one of my best friends in Europe, and I had the same empowering feeling when I ended up alone. So don't travel with a friend. Number two, put your phone down, please. Talk to people. If you do travel alone, plan it. If you're concerned about safety, just do your research. A well-prepared, smart traveler, that a well-prepared traveler is a smart traveler. So just go online, things to know about traveling to Buenos Aires, things to know about traveling to Dublin. What are the scams? Make yourself informed and make educated decisions, because safety-wise, the same thing that could happen in your own hometown, or I'm from Los Angeles, so anything can happen in Los Angeles. Anything that can happen in a big city where you're from, then it can also happen abroad. So it's about keeping your wits about you and making smart decisions when you're on the road. Now, as far as meeting other people and making connections, it is when someone sits next to you, hey, good morning, where are you from? Before, when people used to talk to each other when they were traveling versus look at their iPhone, then, and sorry, my sarcasm, it's just that it's so bad now. But when people used to talk to each other, there was 3 questions they used to ask each other. If you saw another traveler with a backpack, or you could tell they're not from there, usually they've got the luggage or they're on a tour with you. Hey, where are you from? That's question number 1. Question number 2, oh, where are you going? Where are you going on the rest of your travels? And number 3 is, where have you been? So these are 3 great questions to strike conversations, because now you get a chance to see where someone's from, to see if you have a common ground, if you have any interests in common. And then if you find out where they're going, you could say, oh, I'm going to be going there too. You're traveling. Before, when I was traveling solo, it was, you're heading to Vietnam, you're heading that way. Oh, can I join you? Would you like some company? And that's how I would meet people. The other option is, where have you been? Because now someone gets to give you their advice, and people love to share their advice and love to talk about themselves. And that gives them a chance to share. You can learn and get to know more about them. You can also get more tips about travel.
I love that. And what's really cool about it is, and I think this is really important, and I'm just sitting here listening to you, I'm like, and that's what you do to meet men anywhere, ladies. Right? You put down the damn phone, right? And you actually start engaging with people. So this is like practice. Now, I also hear this. Tell me what you think. I used to call it summer camp syndrome, right? But you go on a trip and you'd start talking to guys, right? Or you start talking to people, and suddenly all the stories that you have, there's no good men in my town. Nobody likes me. Everyone hates me. I'm not. And suddenly when you go to another environment, it unlocks your inner beauty and your confidence. And all of a sudden, because I hear people, a European men are better, they approach, or blah, 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 blah. Do you think there's a difference that because you are free and you're not in your little rigid routine, that you do become more attractive, that you do become more engaging to people?
Yes, and I suppose that would be the case, whether it's making friends or looking for someone to date. It's that when you're feeling confident and when you're feeling good, you're exuding that, and people can feel that vibe, that energy coming from you. And people are drawn to that at home and while traveling. So if you're an approachable person and you're friendly, and usually it's a lot easier to be outgoing when you're not in the bump and grind from being at home, when you are definitely then in the moment, and you're free, and you're in these beautiful places, and you're just feeling happy about life. That is really attractive, and you're not even doing it on purpose. It's just by accepting the moment and being in a state, and just accepting the state of being, that you're exuding that, and people are drawn to that.
I love that. So the other thing I want to talk about, because you are brilliant at the carry-on lifestyle, which has changed my life, by the way. Because one of the things that I did when I went on that trip, and I was joking with you about it, but I was very, my type A personality sort of got in the way, and I was afraid of I had FOMO with my luggage. Right. So I was I brought this giant ass bag to Europe, and I was struggling to lift it up, and we would make plans and try and be spontaneous. And I was schlepping this thing over cobblestone, and it really became this total hindrance to me. It was a weight physically. And I'm wondering, for you, what made you decide, because you were just traveling, you could have been a travel blogger, you could have done a lot. What happened that you were I want to really focus on travel, fashion, and traveling light?
I had been traveling at that point in 2011 full time for about 4 years, and I was tired of picking up a big heavy bag and like you said, it really does hinder your freedom, and it becomes something stressful and inconvenient, and it becomes a pain. So I would see other travelers with just a little bag and they look so free. And I wanted to feel the way they look, just on the go. They can get up and go just so easily. So I became obsessed about how I could downsize my own belongings, how I could do that. And as I did that, I would ask, other girls that I met traveling, whether at hostels or, however, wherever I met people. And I asked them questions about their packing, what they packed. Did they like it? Were they happy? And I found out that a lot of girls were experiencing the same issues. So I decided to do some research, compile the information, the tips that I found. And it took about a year of compiling information. And then I put it all together to launch it on Travel Fashion Girl in August of 2012. And I really felt that it was something simple, something that people don't think about, their suitcase. How would anybody think that would impact their experience? But there wasn't any information about it. There wasn't any help. And it was something that I knew that if I could get this information to as many female travelers before they went on the trip, I could help them avoid feeling my frustrations. And it worked, which is incredible.
I love that. So, because here's the thing, it's like, especially for our listeners, right? Like they want to do these trips and the way you look is actually important. And I will just tell you the funniest story. So I go to Africa every year. And I also, when I found you, I started to do capsule, right? Capsule wardrobe. But I go to Africa. I do not have a capsule Africa wardrobe. And so literally I'm looking at these pictures since I've been capsuling for like a year. And I'm like, oh my God, I do not feel like I'm my best self in those clothes because I'm just putting on whatever was left over from my closet. And it was just dramatic how the difference is when you do the capsule travel, you pack that carry-on, you actually are that free, light, sexy, woman, and you can actually look good while you're traveling, which then again increases your odds to actually maybe meet your guy abroad. So wherever you are. So what are some of the keys to like doing that carry on and also being like a fashion girl, like looking good while you're doing it?
Well, 100, everything you just said is accurate. And that also happened to me is I packed all these things that I was told that I could then give away and then not bring them back. But then I was wearing stuff I didn't like. It was a closet leftovers. I didn't feel good. So for me, it's less about being stylish and more about feeling comfortable in your skin, feeling comfortable in your favorite clothes. So instead of packing, for example, Africa clothes or maybe leftover closet clothes to donate later on, I'm going to take my favorite jeans because I feel so good when I wear my jeans. Or I'm going to take this top because whenever I take this top, I feel really good. I can wear this top every single day of my life at home. Then I can definitely wear it when I'm traveling as well. Because when you look good, whether it's based on style, your personal style, it doesn't have to be trendy. It's just based on your personal style. When you feel that you look good, you will look good. And that feeling will emanate and that other people will also experience that. Your confidence will just, again, it goes back to being confident in everything you do. And that's how you felt when you were able to have the clothes that you find to be stylish and true to your own style. Then you're out there, you're feeling more outgoing. When I'm wearing clothes that I don't feel comfortable in, whether it's at home or traveling, I just don't feel like myself. And then I'm not as outgoing, or maybe I'll feel more closed in. So it's the information that we share on Travel Fashion Girl is to help you create a capsule wardrobe, not based on style, but based on you keeping your personal style, your true style, being true to that when you're on the go as well.
I freaking love that because that's the whole thing is like you want to feel comfortable and also feel like you're not wearing, you're not wearing your grandma shoes, right? Because that's the other thing. What I love about your stuff is that there are really cute, comfortable shoes that you can like cruise all around for miles and miles, right? And there's really cute dresses that you can wear to where you feel comfortable, but you also aren't wearing like something that's oversized or something that doesn't feel good on you, but you brought it because like, oh, you read it doesn't wrinkle, right? So when you're doing like a travel capsule for somebody who's just beginning and trying to get into that transition from a big ass bag to a carry-on, what are a couple of tips to start to like build that?
We'll start with 10 core pieces. Let's take a step back. First, head over to Google or your preferred search engine and research the weather. Find out what weather you're going to be expecting your destination. So when you walk into your closet, you know what type of clothes to pick and you're not packing a parka if for a tropical destination where it's going to be 80 degrees. So that way you're prepared, again, being informed. Now, when you walk into your closet, look for about 10 pieces. Now you can build on this. It's your 10 core pieces. And to make it very simple, if you're going away on a 1-week vacation, you can take something as simple as 7 tops and 3 bottoms, having 1 top per day and rewearing your bottoms because your bottoms are easier to rewear than tops. That's a simple 1-week 10-piece capsule wardrobe. Alternatively, for more variety, you can also take 5 tops, 2 bottoms, and 2 dresses. Still 7 days, you have an individual top or dress to wear, but you'll just rewear the bottoms a couple of times. So try to go with those. And if you're a girl that only wears dresses, then get 7 dresses. Really kind of the goal is to find something to mix and match. Look for clothes that will be able to be worn together. Let's say that the day gets cooler. Make sure the 2 of your tops can be layered together. That way you're prepared for cooler weather should it arise, but you'll know that by researching. You don't need more than a couple of jackets. You don't need more than 3 pairs of shoes.
Oh my God. Let's talk about shoes.
That's a really big thing. Your capsule for your shoes should be 3 one, and they're all versatile, all neutral. Neutral doesn't mean black. It just means that they can go with all of your clothing. So the 3 shoes, you should have the pair of shoes you plan to walk in all the time. And these have to be comfortable. And this is where you mentioned grandma shoes in the past were the ones that were most comfortable. But now shoe companies are getting much more fashion focused and they're listening more to the consumer. And that's what we try to find at Travel Fashion Girl is the most stylish of those comfortable shoes. So try to find one that suits your own style, but you will be comfortable to be on your feet 10 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day. Just be prepared for that because nothing will destroy your vacation faster than your feet when they're broken and you can't walk anymore. You didn't go travel to your dream destination to sit in the hotel in pain. So that's the number 1, sightseeing shoes. Then your second pair of shoe can be an activity shoe. So if you want to work out, if you want to go hiking, make that be your activity shoe. You don't have to sightsee with it, or you can, but make that your activity shoe. And the third pair, a bonus pair, something you want to use to dress up, or an alternative sightseeing shoe as well. It's that simple.
I freaking love it. So here's what's funny is last summer I was going to go to Europe for like a month and that's when I found you, right? And I was like packing and I was like, doing my capsule and I laid it out. And in the end, I totally failed, right? Like I couldn't do it. So I brought this big ass bag only in the middle to be like, why didn't I listen to freaking Alex and the rest of the girls? And I ended up shipping back half of my stuff and taking the rest on a small suitcase. And what I realized was it was all about the damn shoes. So ladies, go. Alex has a bazillion amazing, comfortable shoes on the site that you can look at. And you can fit 3 shoes in a carry-on, yes?
Well, you only need to pack 2 because you'll be wearing 1 on a flight.
Well, there you damn go. I love that. And so I have to tell you, ladies, so here's the thing. Travel, you're free. You got your small suitcase, you get to wear what you feel comfortable in so you can have outfits from your capsule that are good for going out and meeting men, right? Like you can have a dating piece or combo in your capsule for travel, right?
Yes, of course. Whatever your goals are, that could be your activity dress or that little black dress. It could be a little blue dress, whatever color it is. But that one that when you put on, you feel sexy no matter what. And it's something that you can wear to sightsee. You can maybe throw on a sweater on top to change up the look or whatever it is. And then you can also throw on a pair of heels at night to doll up.
So that would be your bonus shoes.
Yeah, there's the bonus shoes.
Okay, those are your bonus shoes. Now let me ask you this question. I'm basically getting a free consultation here. So the hat situation. So I don't always want to wear a hat, right? And so do I wear the baseball cap because that fits in my my carry-on? Because I also like to have this cute little, like the fedora, or then I'm wearing it and leaving it maybe in an airplane. What's your hat strategy that you look super cute and feminine and also you're protecting your face from the sun if you're doing that kind of a trip?
First, I'd say if you don't normally wear baseball caps at home, then don't wear them while traveling. Or if you don't wear a fedora at home, don't wear it while traveling. So choose this style of cap or hat that really suits your style, something you feel comfortable in. Again, for me, it's a sun hat. It's a packable sun hat. I used to wear fedoras as well, but recently I've been liking this packable sun hat. So it's really easy. I just fold it up, put it in my personal item and that's where it stays really. And if I'm not, for example, when I went to Rome over the summer and I didn't wear it all the time, or if I was sightseeing all day and then carried on through the evening, I could just put it into my purse and pack it away, and that was it. So that's my personal hat strategy. But of course, if you do like a baseball cap, then instead of finding one with a fabric that's a structured fabric or a structured design, look for a softer one. Like, a lot of workout brands offer the soft ones that are easy to pack. I actually do travel with one of those for when I'm doing more active trips.
I love it. You guys, everything is on her site. You have to. Yeah. And last thing before we talk about how you met your husband, because I've seen so many ladies meet their man on the road. What is your current best bag right now for the personal item bag?
Man, it is the same bag I've been not just traveling with. I've been wearing this one bag. I'm sure all of my readers are just bored with it, but I don't want to buy another bag just to show some new content. I love my bag so much, and I've shared it with the readers. It's the Rebecca Minkoff Julian backpack, and I love it so much. I shared it with the readers, and many people have bought it, and they absolutely adore it as well. Now, even if you're not a backpack person, then definitely by all means go for a crossbody. That's the preferred purse style, a proper purse for travel. But for me, this bag has been everything because I think it's stylish. I like the hardware on it. It's spacious enough I can use it as a personal item, as a purse. I use it at home. I use it while traveling, and it just fits everything I need. So I love it.
I so love that. When I was doing my thing, I ordered one, and because I was afraid, I didn't think it was big enough, and now I wish I had it. I might just go get it for my next trip. I'm telling you. I was like, and now I go out, you guys, and I'm like, literally, I notice everybody's suitcase, everybody's personal item bag. You're with me every day, Alex.
Hopefully in a good way.
In a really good way. I'm going to go to Hawaii for 2 weeks. And I'm like, this year, I'm just bringing my little solo. It's so great. Oh, and by the way, just to even give you more evidence of why this method really works is that when I did go this summer and I had that big ass bag, because I didn't do what Alex said, guess what happened? Of course, my freaking luggage got lost. So there I was in France for like 3 days without a suitcase. So that's another reason to do it Alex's way. So last thing. Tell us the story. You met your husband while you were traveling. I see tons of your followers on Facebook sharing photos of how they met their man while they were doing solo travel. What is the secret?
It was 8:30 in the morning. We were going from Vietnam to Laos. He said, "Good morning. My name's Harry." And I said, "Hi, I'm Alex." And we sat down next to each other for the next 48 hours on a long journey. Had a chance to get to know each other. Didn't have iPhones, so we actually spoke. And that was pretty much it.
Did you travel did you guys stay in Laos together and inseparable ever since, or?
Well, to be honest with you, we've been together practically every single day of our lives ever since we met for the past 8.5 years, because we continue to travel together. We were both on round the world trips at that point. I was going one direction, he was going the opposite direction. And in Southeast Asia, we were doing the same loop. So we carried on traveling together. We were actually traveling in a group of people. It wasn't like an instant connection. We were just traveling together, and realized after, I don't know, I can't remember, not really dating, just getting to hang out as friends, and realize what a great team we were and a really good partnership we were, and kind of decided to continue traveling and give it a shot in the real world. And it worked. And that's actually one of the things that I did want to share is how important traveling is when you are in a relationship, because it shows you such the true side of somebody. Because when you're traveling, and whether you don't feel your best, you look your best, maybe you've gotten sick, maybe the taxi driver's trying to rip you off and you're angry, but it's seeing what all those reactions are, what your reactions are, what their reactions are, and how you handle them together. That is such now, you can just definitely, if you are dating someone, you are serious about them, go on a trip together, and not like an all-inclusive vacation, like a trip that you're planning together, and you see how you interact, because it is so telling. And I've even heard people breaking up on their honeymoons because one, they never spent that much time together in their whole relationship. So that was it was too much. And also because they hadn't really seen all the sides of somebody. So it's very telling. So that's a really big piece of advice for new relationships.
Go on a damn trip together. Yeah. It's so true. I mean, I always say, like, I can tell how much I love my husband when, we're on this trip and like, I'm trying to like go on a 3-hour thing and there's like a surfboard wedged between the two of us. I'm like, I love this man because it's me and him and the surfboards wherever we go. So it's all really good. The last thing I wanted to ask about that is, when you look at that travel solo and that opportunity to meet people, is there any sort of like moment for you when you were like listening to your own voice, or like making those decisions that you feel like changed you because you were like living the big bold life, like doing your dream and traveling solo?
Everything, every moment of it. And so many important moments were just following my gut, listening to my instincts. Throughout my entire journey has always been about really being in tune, whether it's with my surroundings, whether it's where to go next, the people that I met, when to feel comfortable, when I didn't feel at ease. Everything's really kind of led me to the place I am today. And there's been so many serendipitous moments along the way, because I just decided just to trust myself and really listen and pay attention. And it's something I actually have to remember. I've learned that I have to remember now in recent years, but in the beginning and throughout the majority of the travels, it was all about listening to yourself.
I love that. That's so good. So, ladies, you have some homework. So I'm giving you some homework. Your job is to, as you look about like, who do I want to be and what do I want to have in this big life? How can I practice being my most authentic self and go do something that's an adventure for you? Like, I don't care if it's a solo trip to like, another neighborhood, and you go and you take your little bag and you go do something that's totally outside of your comfort zone, and you go have dinner by yourself, and you really have that experience of exploring, putting your phone down and being who you really are in a new environment. I promise it will be magical. And for those of you that are more adventurous, just do something that has been on your heart, and don't wait for a partner. And guess what? You might just meet your guy being you, having fun, being joyful. And that's your homework. Go travel solo somewhere, even if it's across the street. Ladies, Alex has a great line of travel products. You definitely want to check that out. It's all in the show notes. Definitely check out the Face group. It's super fun. I'm in there. Go check her out on YouTube. She's got these amazing, you'll see videos of the Rebecca bag, how to pack, like cubes versus rolling. She's got it all. And Alex, where are you now? You're in Mexico. Do you still live in Mexico for today?
No, that was last month. I'm in San Diego now.
Oh my God. We're so close. That's awesome. Well, find Alex and follow her. Any last words to our listeners?
Yes. When that guy on your trip invites you to join him you do meet that guy and he invites you to hop on the back of his motorcycle on this impromptu adventure across Thailand, and you've got a big heavy suitcase, you're not going to be able to join that guy. So that's even more important of a reason why to travel light, because you never know where the road will take you, and you can't really go on that road with a big heavy bag. Make sure you're traveling light for that so you can adventure properly.
I love that. And that's one of my highlights of singledom, was literally riding on a guy's handlebars. And I couldn't have done it if I had a big bag. So there you go. Ladies, thanks for being here. Alex, thank you for indulging my fangirl crush. I'm super excited, and I'm going to Hawaii in a small bag. I'm going to be free and wild. And ladies, don't forget, when you're doing that solo trip, date with some damn dignity. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for tuning into today's show. So if being in an intimate relationship in which you feel 100% seen, heard, and accepted by a high caliber man is a priority for you right now, and you're interested in seeing if you're a fit for working with me and my team at Dating with Dignity, here's what I want you to do. Just head over to DWD VIP, that's D as in dating, W, D as in dating, VIP.com, and book a call to speak with my team. We'll get on the phone with you for about 60 minutes, and you'll get crystal clear on what's stopping you from finding true love right now. We'll also take a look at what you want to create, what you want your whole life to look like when you're able to finally be fully expressed as a woman in a healthy relationship with an incredible guy. And if we can help you get from where you are right now to where you want to be, we will show you the fastest path possible that makes sense for you to do that. We help smart, successful women all over the world solve this one missing piece in their life so they can finally have it all. So to see if we can help you do the same thing, head over to DWDVIP.com. I'm Marni Batista, and let's talk soon.